All these posts about, women living in an only woman's town. I would never live with you. Women are not nice to each other. Are very delusional about who y'all be, about y'all behavior. A lot of women think that they are upstanding women, but look how y'all treat each other in the real world. Because the same women who are gonna like this post are also in a group chat talking about another woman. Once y'all identify another woman as a threat, y'all turn into monsters. Real wicked. And y'all really only like women who y'all see as inferior to you. Yeah. That's why so many women on this app telling other women what to do. Look how y'all gossip, click up, want to compete. Look how y'all treat beautiful women. Yeah. Hell no. Look how y'all raise y'all mother sons. And then say, well, who the raised them? How many times have you smiled at a woman and she rolled her eyes at you? Oh, yeah. Or you've been walking down the street and she looked you up and down? Insecure women are very dangerous women. And a lot of women are in denial that they are insecure. A lot of women have false confidence. Women know how to mask very well. A lot of women have a false sense of self. I'm not living in a town with a whole bunch of women who never took the time to face their trauma and walk around playing victim. It does not reflect or show up in the real world. I'm not seeing it. Where y'all?
No. You'll never find me in a women's only town. And if it's going to be a world with only women, please take me out because I don't want to be around women. I cannot stand some of their behavior and they cannot be trusted.
And a lot of men, modern women talk about how there was no spark. There was no there was no butterflies, right? Men are looking kind of for that same thing. They're saying, man, we just hit it off the bat. Man, we vibe, we were talking and this and that. But now a lot of men are stepping back and saying, well, yeah, we were able to get along and we were able to talk about some things, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're compatible.
The worst single moms today. Well, the ones with newborns. Because that little too young for daycare and school. Plus, the lost her baby fat. So you're getting the worst version of that. Or the ones that put my kid come first in their dating bio. Stupid like this don't even need to be said. Like, my Xbox is more important than you. I just handed you for some, but I ain't mention it. Or the ones that live through their kids. These are the that go to after school programs. They watch the same their kids watch. And even when the kid go to sleep, you can't even go over there. You know why? Because the kids sleep with that too. Or the ones that don't send news. Like, bitch, if you ain't gonna have time to link up, at least help me think about the pussy. Or the ones with teenage boys. It is not easy to look a young man in his eyes after you his mama and declare yourself man of the house. Game is game.
That's so messed up. I know who it was. You need to go get your trash. I know who it was. They're over there laughing. You know where it was coming from? Y'all sure it was the speaker system? Yeah, somebody connected to it and was doing that.
I think it was
I don't think so either, because the
it
music
was
still
down
playing.
below in a system down here because it was going up.
Is it you?
From over here.
Nah, I heard it too.
I apologize. If you guys hear it again, I'll come out here quick.
Appreciate it, guys.
What modern women don't really understand is that if every conversation, every single time we talk, there's always like some sort of test involved. I'm not here for test. And I understand. I get it. You got to know somebody. You got to know that they're not crazy. Everybody understands that. I get it. But what modern women continue to do is test for no reason. They be doing stupid stuff for no reason. And at some point in time, a man is going to get tired of that. A man is not going to want to be bothered with that. I know y'all don't think that's possible, but men get tired of foolishness too.
Question for the men. Why is it that nowadays men don't tend to approach women in public anymore? I feel like back in the day, 90s, 2000s, it was so common for men to just come up to women and be like, hey, what's your name? Want to grab a drink? And that completely stopped. Why is that?
Men are extremely logical thinkers, which means that the benefits have to outweigh the risks. And today, I'm sorry ladies, in most cases, the benefits of approaching you do not outweigh the risks. Because men are listening to the ladies, and what they are seeing and hearing is that women do not want to be approached unless it happens to be the type of man that she does want to be approached by. But even in those cases, even if that man is that man, he, in most cases, does not think that he's that man. But even if he thinks that he is that man, he's going to have a very difficult time approaching you unless you make it very obvious or you approach him first. Because if he's wrong, not only does he deal with the rejection, because he can deal with that. I mean, men 20, 30 years ago dealt with it just fine. But the difference today is that women have more of an attitude and they get offended if the man that approaches them isn't the man that they want to be approached by. And simply put, women are mean. They are oftentimes going to label that man as a creep. And even worse, there are video cameras everywhere, which means that if she catches it on camera, if she gets it recorded onto her phone, guess where it's going to end up? On social media. And then that man's worst nightmare has happened because now multiple people think that he's somebody that he's not.
And modern women don't really seem to understand that as men continue to build and work on themselves, there are other options that open up, right? If he wants to continue to pursue women, he could do that. But he could also say, man, I've built a life for myself to where I'm looking for a specific woman that behaves in such a way. My family's going to love her. And once again, the list is not going to be long. Fit, feminine, and friendly. But a lot of modern women, they get upset because the man is now disciplined and focused enough to understand, hey, I'm looking at entitlement. I'm looking at somebody that thinks that they run the world. They think that they run the show and they really don't. They think they're going to run me, but they're not.
Sometimes I feel like I will cut off a nice guy just because I don't think that we're going to mesh because I have too much trauma.
Cut off two really nice guys.
Yes, and let's talk about it. Sis, I'm going to be honest with you. This man had no issues.
No.
That man had no issues.
Yours had no issues. Mine had no issues. But they were great.
One thing.
See, the problem is y'all rather trauma bond with somebody instead of working on yourself and heal your own trauma.
But one thing for sure, baby, I need you with a little trauma.
Yeah.
I need you to come.
They were too perfect.
I need you to come with a little trauma. You seem too perfect. I don't want you.
Yeah, and honestly,
it was too nice.
It was that, and I wasn't attracted to him. I didn't want to rip his.
Y'all, hers was actually so sweet.
See, the problem is y'all don't want to face your own demons. That's why the good guy is the no-go. Because he gonna make you face your demons, but he also gonna help you heal. See, you want that person that's trauma because they gonna say everything is okay. Everything that you do that's out of pocket due to your trauma, they gonna encourage you and say, oh, it's okay, make excuses and stuff. See, that's what you want. You want somebody to feed you BS versus somebody that really care about you and really can get you from point A to point B. See, y'all not ready for that. That's the problem. But go ahead. I'm glad that you admit that you trauma and you like trauma people. So, hey, I can't do nothing but respect that.
And a lot of times these modern women, once again, when a man says no, oh, he's emotionally unavailable. Oh, he not doing what I want. He's not even opening up to me. I just said no. That's it. I've been saying yes to a whole lot of stuff, but on this thing, I don't think you should do it. Well, why can't I go out with my friends? I don't think it's a smart decision. Don't think it's a smart choice. The first time a man says, don't think that's a good idea. Oh, you're trying to control me. You're insecure. Oh man, my ex would have. Where's your ex at? Or a secure masculine man would have. Where's that man at? Why are you with me if you can find so many of these mature masculine men?
Be careful with a woman who don't ask for much. And it's not because she don't need nothing from you. It's because you've been teaching that woman how not to need nothing from you. Every time she reached out for consistency, you gave excuses. Every time she reached out for reciprocity, you turned to convenience. Every time she reached out to be valued, to be appreciated, to be seen, heard, and validated, all she got from you was silence. So every time she reached out to you, she did a U-turn inside her own head Because what's the point of showing up for someone who doesn't show up for her? You're teaching that woman how to live without you slowly but surely. And you're not going to wake up one day, oh, what happened? Like, no, you're not going to wake up and wonder what happened. Because she's the type of woman that doesn't like to sleep with unresolved problems. But you've trained her for so long to sleep with those problems. She woke up healed from those problems, realizing that you'll never solve them. So she got to solve them herself. The only way for her to solve it herself is to remove herself from what's causing the problem. So sis, if you're constantly reaching out to a man who doesn't reciprocate everything that you give, take that energy to have a relationship with yourself so that you can either manifest better or stay in peace by yourself. Either or. Know what you bring to the table and stop letting people eat at your table at a discounted price when you know what you bring to the table.
And you know, we talk a lot about the male loneliness epidemic, but really, honestly and truly, a man can still decide to be alone versus going out there, or let me say lonely. A man can still decide to be lonely versus going out there and trying to mess with whatever's on the dating market. To a lot of men, it's really not worth it at all. I don't get anything from it, but you know, the ability to spend more money. And I could be spending that money on myself. Like one dude said, I could be chilling with my boys, man. Hey, what y'all doing tonight? Y'all going out somewhere? Hey, let me know what you got going on. If not, I'm gonna go find something else to get into. If I can't find anything to get into that I actually want to be into, I'm gonna just stay at the house.
You know what I really love about being a big boobed girl in society is I dress like this, right? This is just me in my comfy clothes at home. I'm to everyone that like if I stop having a female friendship with a girl that I was like really close with, right after we stopped being friends, she was you slept with more people than I did, but people will believe her because I have big. What do I want to do? I want to sleep with you while you're in a relationship. Why? Because I'm a male fantasy, because I have I work 40 something hours a week and got a promotion first. It's because you have big. You look fat in that. Why? Because I have big. Oh, I wear a top that actually fits my body. Oh, gross. You're a. Stop dressing like that. Dress your age. I like, as much as I love them, I also like can't have a male take me seriously ever because they like just want to sleep with me. Like that's just kind of the end goal for them. My boobs have made me not somebody you date or somebody you sleep with. And like, I don't really know how to get past that. Like you'd think they'd want to date because then they have them forever, but I don't really know what that is. I guess I'm just giving up whore energy because I have natural double D's, you know? I don't know, man.
And a lot of these modern women, when a man sets a boundary and doesn't allow you to cross over it, they be like, oh man, you know, he has an avoidant attachment. Or, get this, I have a boundary. There's some things that you shouldn't be doing. Modern women, they be asking anything and everything. Some stuff you shouldn't be privy to. Not right. Some stuff is none of your business at that point in time. And and if you want to play this game, what can I know this information about you? Oh no, I don't think that you should ever ask a woman those things. Those things are private, right? Okay. Do y'all sit up here and say that a man is hiding something, but a man says, well, hold on. Why do I have to be completely and fully transparent? You see the type of stupid games that modern women play? Why do I have to be completely and fully transparent with you? But you don't have to tell me anything. You only tell me what you want me to know. That's modern women in their ignorance trying to control these relationships. And I can guess, yeah, you can guess and wonder why women gonna be asking where the good men at? Why don't men stick around? Because you play too many games.
The thing that we forget about his entire platform was that the starting context of the conversation was women who essentially said that a good 80 to 90% of men didn't qualify for them. These weren't just average women who were looking for average men or just a nice, comfortable, average life. No, these are women who were specifically wanting top tier, high earning, attractive men with social status, with connections, with resources, retirement, IRAs, 401ks, all that. So the context of the conversation is basically women saying, hey, most men don't qualify for me. That is the starting conversation. So women are making it seem like he's just going out and just, was making fun of all these women and just saying all these disparaging things. And it's like, that's not true. This conversation wasn't about an average woman trying to find an average man and just live a nice, happy life. It wasn't that. It was women who wanted the best man, the most competitive men out there. So if a woman comes in and says, oh, I am basically better than 95% of men in the human population, if that's essentially what she's saying, then him going and just giving an accurate assessment is not misogynoir, it's not disrespectful. It's him being practical. And so that's what I feel like a lot of people took what he said out of context. They didn't understand where he was coming from, and they completely overlooked the context of the conversation. Context is everything.
What modern women really have to understand is you're not the only pretty person in the world. You might be unique in a lot of ways, but you're not they make it seem like they're the only person walking this earth that actually matters. And I'm a goddess. I'm this biggest, I'm bigger than the president. I'm bigger than any dignitary or authority that you may come across. I'm better than them. You should only recognize me. That's how these modern women think. That's how, I can't even say American women, because you have a lot of women in different countries that think the exact same way. And so when a man says, you know what, I think I'm going to look elsewhere. I think it's time for me to, maybe go overseas and see what I can find. Then they can't believe, oh man, there's got to be something wrong with him. You ain't going to find nobody until they actually do. Oh, how are you pulling absolute 10s? Because these absolute 10s are normal, average, everyday women that understand, oh, this man's nice to me. He's kind to me. He takes care of me. Why don't I just marry him?
If you haven't noticed, the women of the world, they're calling on a different man now. Not the little boy who leads from ego. Not the little boys who collapse and who hide and who dismiss the work they're supposed to do in order to be the king that their world is calling on. And definitely not the boys who try to control and dictate and who think they're above the women. Women have proven that they not only can survive, but they can thrive in this world without a man. And now more than ever, they're looking for a man that they can feel safe with and just be able to know that they can trust their lead and their direction and honor everything that she's built and that she can do by herself, and to know that she doesn't have to carry it all alone anymore. And that kind of man doesn't just create safety for her. That's a man who creates safety for everybody that he's around. And this is the man that the women of the world are now calling on. Let's rise up and give the feminine energy what they are craving to receive from us.
I keep saying I don't think men should be in charge anymore because they've been in charge this whole time. And look, it's just a bunch of wars, the destruction of the environment, a dependence on a finite resource, a lot of which we get from the most volatile region in the world that we keep purposefully volatile so that we can control the oil trade, but also sell weapons. And it all benefits a small handful of people while everyone else suffers. And when I say I think women should be in charge now, people say, well, what about Liz Truss or Margaret Thatcher? And I just think If you can name all the bad women who have led, we haven't had enough bad women leaders yet. Because there's been so many bad men, I cannot name them all. I'll take your Liz Truss and I'll raise you a Trump, a Netanyahu, a Maduro, a Khomeini, a Kim Jong-un. And those are just current people. There's been so many bad men that you can't remember all the bad men. There's been mediocre men. There's been some okay ones. There's been a lot that have just played out the status quo. There has been maniacs who have responsible for the deaths of millions who we inexplicably have statues of, yet we still are hesitant to put women in charge. Oh, what about Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem? They're still doing a man's agenda. So I just think get all the men out and let women do it for a while. And maybe it will be better, or maybe we'll mess it up in our own spectacular but probably better smelling way. And I think that's fair.
And I'm looking at, I think Coach Nicole Austin, was essentially saying, because I think there was a woman that was, she got engaged. She was like, they told me not to make his lunch, and I did. They told me not to cook for him, and I did. Because there were women in that woman's ear talking about, don't do this for your man, don't do that for your man, and she did it. Right? She took care of her man, and now she's married. And essentially, what Coach Austin was saying was, just be whatever your man needs you to be, right? And that makes me think of an earlier clip where the man was saying, I have to come to a place where I'm ready to, if you think that I'm avoidant, I have to come to a place where I'm ready to be in a relationship with you because I have work going on. It's overwhelming me. I have this, I have whatever it is. It's happening and I'm overwhelmed by it. It's in those times that modern women need to get better at stepping up and helping their man out. How can you help your man out? Well, I don't cook or clean. Okay. What do? Well, I'm really good at math and, he needed something done. So I helped him with the numbers. That would be huge, right? Obviously, you don't continue to do his work for him, but if he needs a little boost, help him out, right? If he starts to feel like he's not enough and he's proven himself a good man to you, why not help him out and say, no, I can do that for you. I can help you out right here. Here, this is all you got. It's all you got to do. Let me show you. That's the least that you can do. That's the bare minimum. But modern women don't even think that way. So they don't do anything.